It's big dog season, and you can't stay still because you want it. Talk that talk, George. You still scraping your plate because you hungry. Talk that talk.
My windows are finally completed on my house. I love how they came out. I'm going to be sharing the contractor's name who installed my windows. He did a great job. I'm very happy and pleased. This took a couple of years for me to figure this out, what to do with these windows. And I'm very, very, very happy with the results. And I'll be sharing this information in a later video. Well, the pool decking is finally finished. This looks nice. Grayson's out walking around with Ginger. They're ready to go swimming in the pool. We just need to get... The deck actually came out very nice. This took a long time to get this mess done. Had to grout it. Now, I guess they're waiting for it to cure. Those are the two fire pits that would be there, and there's the jacuzzi. Let's see, they didn't grout that. Some of the stuff still needs to be grouted. Did some of it. Not all of it. They ran out of grouting material. Grayson. Ginger, what are you eating on? Ginger, what are you eating on this food? Ain't nothing edible out here. She's always finding something to eat. It's gonna be a dead doggy. Now I gotta clean up all this mess. It actually came out very nice. I'm very happy now. A little pissed for the past few weeks. Jacuzzi. Now I can just get them finished. Get on back to normal. Chop some of these bushes and leaves down. That's what's going on here today. Where'd Ginger go? Come on, Grayson. Today is Tuesday, August 25th. The year is 2026. And Grayson heard the countdown. He raced over here. Oh, give me a kiss. Let me kiss this. He heard the countdown and quickly raced over here. Dropped his little toy there that they were fighting over. And made a beeline over here to say good morning. Good morning. Anyway, today is Tuesday, August 25th. So, if you live in Atlanta, they have Atlanta has what's called the Beltline. The Beltline is an old railroad track that the city is now turning into a walking path. Originally, it was designed to be a train line that would circle these neighborhoods and connect the neighborhoods together. Since the city of Atlanta never really had the money or they never got the funding for that part of it, they turned it into a pathway, a very popular pathway. The Beltline homes and businesses have sprung up on the Beltline. Houses people pay a premium price to be closer to the Beltline. Businesses are opening up very well, nice businesses, restaurants, retail stores. The Ponce City Market is on the Beltline. The Beltline is, there's Kroger, the grocery store, and the Beltline has become a great place for people who want to get up and take a walk and ride their bikes or go rollerblading or skating or whatever they do for, on those paths. I have never been on the Beltline, y'all. I'm going to tell you why. When the Beltline was being built, I lived in Atlanta, and I have been in Atlanta for years, y'all. Atlanta has, over the past decade or so, maybe longer, Atlanta has allowed homeless people to live in various parts of the city, in the woods, in the parks. They've camped out on the highway in near areas near the Beltline. I'm not a fan of the Beltline myself personally because there's no shade, no trees, there's nowhere to sit down. I'm 56 years of age. If I want to go to a park like Piedmont Park and go walking, I'll go there. If I want to go somewhere and get some exercise, I will go there, and I'll go to another park. There's some parks that I like. But the Beltline is kind of like out there in the sun. It's hot, it's crowded. There are people there. But there's another reason why I have to stay off my black ass off that there Beltline. Too many people have been killed over there on the Beltline. Too many people have been shot, stabbed. There have been many murders. Some publicly said, and some, you can go Google. Y'all could, those of you who want, I was going to sit down and go through all the incidents that have happened, all the people who've been killed on the Beltline, and I get straight after straight. I said, I'll be here all day looking at this stuff. You have thousands of people using the Beltline on a regular basis, and a little to no security. Maybe they might have a few cameras here and there, but they need to have a Beltline police force. A Beltline police force would help eliminate a lot of that crime out there. And so for me, I left the city of Atlanta because I was tired of dealing with issues. I was living in Grant Park before I moved out to this house. When I first moved into Grant Park a few years back, it was quiet, it was peaceful, it was beautiful. But then suddenly overnight, something changed. And we started having issues in the complex where I was living in, which a lot of people didn't know the complex even existed. But all of a sudden, we had incidents where a lady was robbed at gunpoint while going into her home. People broke into units, guns drawn. There were 2 people shot and killed at the Waffle House right by. There was a newly built Waffle House. We've been there for a few years, and right across from Maynard Jackson High, I think it's still called Maynard Jackson High School. There's a Waffle House there. There's a Kroger shop. It's in the Kroger started having a lot of theft problems in there. I was in that Kroger one day when some young lady grabbed this woman's purse. And that woman ran through the store and ran out the door, and people were trying to chase her. And this old lady was crying, "She stole my purse." They snatched her purse and ran with it. It was so much stuff going over there in that area. I said, okay, this is, it just got to a point that there were people carjackings at the Kroger gas station, right? There were people who were getting carjacked or robbed by getting gas. They had to bring in security there at that gas station there. Right there near that Kroger store, right off of, I want to say that's whatever street it is, right there. Those who know Atlanta know what I'm talking about. Right off Moreland Avenue, you would go down Glenwood, and there's the Kroger there, massive Kroger, I think so damn big. That used to be my favorite grocery store. All that crime started happening over there. I was like, okay, enough of this shit. Homeless people over there. It just got to a point where I said, I just can't deal with this no more. And I started looking for a house. I originally looked in Grant Park, and then I looked at the prices of them houses in Grant Park, and raggedy ass 150-year-old houses. And I'm like, okay, who paying $800,000, $900,000 for this shit? And they need to be gutted. And Grant Park has a historic destination, so you can't even do much to the exterior of those houses. Wooden clapboard houses falling to the ground. I'm like, okay, they want this much money for this shit. I went through open houses. I said, this ain't gonna work. I got to put up a crime, chaos, and confusion, and in a raggedy ass house. It's gonna cost me close to $1 million. I said, oh no. All right, come here, Grayson, because I'm trying to do this video, and you are getting on my nerves for some odd reason. Why are you, Grayson? Ginger ain't bother you, so we gotta hold him up. We babysit Grayson. So Grant Park they redid, the Grant Park is a beautiful park, kind of like Piedmont Park. They redid Grant Park. That was the reason why I was trying to stay over there. But them expensive ass houses and shit and crime down in bad streets. I don't know where them heathens were coming from over in Grant Park. I couldn't figure it out. But there are several housing projects over there in the Grant Park area, right near the vicinity off Moreland Avenue. And right there near that area, you have 3 Krogers, the one on Glenwood and 2 on Moreland. And Lord have mercy. Them Krogers, but I like Kroger grocery store, but them Krogers got rough. All 3 of them, including that one right there on Edgewood, not at the Edgewood Shopping Center. You know, the parking lot, the people, I just said, I just can't deal with these crazy people over here no more. This is just starting to get ridiculous. And when them people got shot and killed in 2 separate incidents right there, I used to walk from my home to the grocery store, and there was that Waffle House. And when that day that incident happened, on 2 separate occasions, people were shot and killed at that Waffle House. I'm like, what is going on at this damn Waffle House? Which I rarely went into there to get breakfast occasionally. I always cook my own breakfast at Waffle House. If Waffle House was convenient, that place is a little small and it tended to get really busy. So when I started looking for a house, I realized I'm not going to stay in the city because it's starting to get rather ridiculous. And I believe the crime is going to get worse. I mean, you have mentally ill people who are running around the city and you have no place to house them or care for them, and no way that man that got shot and killed over there, this dog is just, he just carrying on today. Grayson, I'm going to lock you up because I see you will not, When you got mentally ill people who are running around here with no treatment, no way to house them, no way to care. See, where I live at now, we don't have public transportation out here, guys. It's like night and day. There are no homeless people out here. No trash, no filth, no people walking up and down the streets. If you're looking for a safe neighborhood, but you still want to be close to the city, come to Smoke Rise. We ain't got no issues over here. The neighborhood's quiet and safe. We don't have a lot of kids running around here. I think that's changing as more families buy these homes and move into them and bringing more kids in. But this area's going through gentrification, and the good gentrification, so you might want to get in here early. But if you go into the city and they want all this money for those houses in those neighborhoods, I mean, those houses, living in the city of Atlanta is very expensive. You got to put up with all that bullshit, the crime, the craziness, and all that stuff. I just couldn't deal with it. Okay, Grace, you get on my nerves. Somebody blowing the horn outside. That was me. Anyway, Grace, you just, I'm trying to do this video. Anytime I sit down and do this video, Grayson, I mean, he really carries on for some odd reason. Let me give him some treats so he can sit there behind down someplace. Here, go eat that. Some treats out here. Leave me alone. Here, another one too. Damn. Too early for all this nonsense. But like I was saying, I think that I never really went on the Beltline, even though I was right walking distance outside my house, because I kept seeing all them homeless people and all this stuff going on over there. So I was living right there. I was like, okay. And they literally were building the Beltline right through a homeless camp. And they didn't even clean up the homeless camp. I'm like, okay. But gradually, over the past few years, there have been many incidents in which people have been killed. And those are the ones that made the news. We ain't talking about the ones people who got robbed or injured down there. We ain't discussing that one. We just talking about the murders. And they've had quite a few murders on the Beltline. Innocent people who just want to go for a walk or ride a bike, just going out to get some fresh air in the city of Atlanta, end up dead. Figure that one out. Like I said, the Beltline, and there have also been people who've been killed in Piedmont Park, for that matter, too. That's not nothing positive there either, my goodness. Yeah, people have been, over the years, been slaughtered down at Piedmont Park, also just minding their business, walking their dog. There was a white woman a few years back, and she was killed in the park. And they stabbed her dog to death, too. They never found out who did it. And that's the crazy part. There have been multiple murders inside Piedmont Park, and they have not found out who get killed over the years. Multiple murders. And they never found out what happened to these people. So if you ever thought about going to Piedmont Park late at night, think twice. You might become a victim. And I would stay off that Beltline at nighttime. And if y'all, this is George. You can carry a gun here. If you're going on that Beltline, pack your pistol with you because you're gonna sure need it. And that is the reason why I left the city of Atlanta. Expensive houses, car insurance sky high, homeowners insurance sky high, taxes sky high, and you can't even take a walk on the Beltline without worrying you're gonna get slaughtered out there. This is just my thoughts and opinion, because some people just love Atlanta. I love it, love it, love it. But they broke and homeless. Really got a place nowhere to live. I'm like, how could y'all love a city that don't love you back? I don't get that. Some people just love this. Atlanta, they gotta have it. But Atlanta don't want you. And today put some extra police out there on that Beltline. I mean, this just year long, we're looking at maybe 2-3 murders this year long in 2025. Until they put some extra police out there on that Beltline, I would be careful out there. If you're going out there, like I say, pack your pistol. You're going to need it. Because there's some crazy people out there running around. And it's unfortunate, but there are crazy people everywhere. But I don't run into crazy. Over here, we don't have a Beltline. We have Stone Mountain Park. Stone Mountain Park, got park rangers over there. You're safe over there. You can go run up that hill if you want to. Run down that hill. I have not been over there either. I ain't gonna tell no lie. I'm about to run up no damn hill and all this heat. Are you kidding me? I'm going to the air-conditioned gym and get on that elliptical machine. Listen to my damn music for those from Sade. Okay, I shouldn't sing to me, Sade. I'm like, on an elliptical machine. I was never one of them outdoorsy type people to be ripping and running and hiking and all that shit. Fuck that shit. Take me to an air-conditioned gym. It's hot out there. That's just my thoughts and opinion about that. If you enjoy running around outside with running from maniacs with knives and guns, then go on down there to the Beltline. Y'all seem to like that type of shit. And it ain't for me. My favorite time is we going to the Beltline. I'm like, okay, what is going on? What's going on? It's hot out there. I mean, you got to walk for miles. You got to park. Where do you park at without getting booted and towed away? Then we got to fight the homeless people. Are we going to a war zone? Why? Just my thoughts and opinion, because I know people gonna be. I love the Beltline. You can die that damn Beltline. I was looking for a house down there near that Beltline. I'm an expensive ass house. I saw them home people running up out of the woods. Oh yes, Earl and I looked at a house off of MLK. It was right on the Beltline, and we looked at it. It was tore up from the floor up. They wanted $500,000, and the woman kept saying, "Oh, it's right on the Beltline." Me and Earl went to look at that piece of shit. We up there in the house looking at it. And the Beltline literally ran outside the house. We saw a naked homeless man come running by. I said, okay. Then Earl looked out the way. He said, it's a homeless camp over there. I said, you didn't know that thing was over there? When we pulled in here, I saw that shit over there. So if you buy a house over there, you got to constantly stay on the phone 911. Officer, there's a naked man running down the Beltline. Mm-hmm. After you listen to all that music on. When you call 911, first you're going to be on hold listening to some music. Waiting. You know, then they put you back on hold. Man, are you there? Help. There's a homeless man chasing me. He's naked. You there? What? And back on hold. Y'all can have that shit in the city of Atlanta. City of Atlanta's a great place, but you sure better have you a gun. Those of you who are anti-gun, don't come to the city of Atlanta, because you're going to show around by several of them, because you're going to need them. I got several here, and I should have used one in here a few weeks ago. That's a whole nother video. Yeah, that maniac, I invited him to my house trying to get some shit done around here. I need a good painter around here. I wish I could find a really good painter who can come into this house and take their time and paint. And just, it's going to cost a fortune to repaint this shit in here. I do not like the paint in here. And then I got some walls that have been damaged. Nothing major. But I have a rear staircase in the back of this house. I'm going to rip that out because I cannot. One thing that irks the hell out of me about the way this house is built, there's a rear staircase. And that rear staircase comes directly to my bedroom. And people come upstairs And they come upstairs, up that rear staircase, and they come up, oh shit, what happened there? What did I just do? They come upstairs, up that rear staircase, and right into my room. I'm like, oh, they think because they don't know any better. I'm laying in bed, like, what do you want? I hear him come up the staircase. I'm like, okay, who's coming up these stairs? These are my cousins. Oh, hey, I was trying to find you. Okay, they come right into my room. I was just taking a tour of the house. Okay, we'll take a tour. I'm laying in bed, like, okay. Anyway, I want to check that rear staircase out, just rip it out. One way in and one way out to that room, because they treat my bedroom like I-75 eastbound, southbound. And everybody running through and out that room, in and out. I'm wondering, well, why are you cutting through my room? I'm trying to find a laundry room. It's back there. We got 3 laundry rooms. You don't have to come in here to go cut through here to go wash your damn clothes. Yeah, it's the Hamptonian over here. We had capacity this summer. Anyway, oh, look at Gracie, calm down. There he is. I gave him something to chew on. Everybody quiet now. Busy chewing away. Good. No, I'm not into that whole Beltline thing. And I wish the city of Atlanta the city of Atlanta could be a beautiful city. Get rid of the homeless people. Lock up these people who got mental illness. Clean up the homeless camps. Make parking accessible to everybody and free. You shouldn't have to park somewhere and be worried about getting booted, towed, or ticketed. So I hate going into the city of Atlanta. Like, okay, you got to find out where to park. It's like and you think you do everything right. Okay, I paid for parking. I paid everything. You still come out as a boot on there. I'm like, okay, well, what did I do wrong? Oh, that was the parking spot next to yours. This one right here is a different situation. What? Okay, so yeah, they be booting and towing all this. That's why out here where I live, if I want to go to the grocery store, I put into the parking lot. There are no homeless people greeting me as I'm trying to get into the grocery store. I'm not going into a store where homeless people are laid up, running around in the store. I mean, I have nothing against homeless people, y'all, because I do understand there's some mental illness going on here with these homeless people. My sister battled with homelessness and mental illness, so I understand what's going on with that. But I do want to at least go grocery shopping without somebody harassing me. And I noticed every time I go into the city, in particular those 3 Krogers right there, Glenwood and the 2 on Moreland, them homeless people were bad. It was awful. You couldn't even get out the parking lot. Or park your car without them running up to your car. But I definitely think the city of Atlanta is going to have to hire some type of police force to protect these people down there on that Beltline. This young man was killed yesterday, stabbed to death. And I pulled up the news article, and I was going to read some of it. Atlanta Beltline stabbing death. He was a young man who was killed by somebody, and this was happening in broad daylight. Jonathan Hamby, he was 54, is accused of stabbing 29-year-old Raymond Harris in the neck, killing him. And the family of the accused man issued a letter. You can find it on the internet, on the apologizing, basically, the family of the man who did the killing. They said, man, crazy. They've been trying to get him help for years. Get him locked up. He even went into an elementary school with a sword. And they let him go. Chamblee police. I'm like, Chamblee? I think Chamblee's in DeKalb County. Fulton and DeKalb County definitely need to get their act together when it comes to going after people for these violent offenses and putting them where they need to be. And the mental institution I don't even know if we still have mental institutions in Georgia. I don't know if they I don't know what's going on with that. I need to do a little research there. I know they have Milledgeville. I don't know if that's still open or not. Maybe if anybody lives in Georgia can help me understand what's going on with these places that would even hold these people. But I find it very sad to me that you have so many people in the city of Atlanta on those streets walking around with weapons, guns, knives. And the city knows, and each incident that has happened over the past year in the city of Atlanta, these people had records a mile long. The police knew who they were. They had issues and confrontation with them. They had arrested them on many occasions. And the court systems let them right back out onto the street. I don't get it. And until those problems are resolved, you won't catch me on that Beltline. Y'all going out there and have yourself, it's too crowded, it's too many people, it's too hot. It's not for me. I think the Beltline is a wonderful idea. I think it's beautiful. I'm happy for the city of Atlanta. Be honest with you, I don't live in the city of Atlanta. I live in Tucker. But I left the city of Atlanta because I was tired of it. It was just too expensive. It wasn't worth the money. Everything was so expensive down there. The water, the taxes, the insurance, the utilities, the taxes, the houses, the rents, everything outrageous. What am I paying for? To be drove crazy? Living in a city with traffic everywhere. So there's no traffic out here either. If I want to go up to the grocery store, go somewhere, I can go out my neighborhood. There's many ways in and out of here. I don't have to deal with traffic here unless it's the middle of rush hour. Of course, you're going to have traffic everywhere. But most of the traffic out here is very simple to get around out here. The Beltline is beautiful. It is a great idea. I love the businesses that have, but like I said, I ain't been down there. When I say I just have not, I've been to places along the Beltline. I drove over there, got out and met my friends there. I wasn't gonna walk in the heat in the middle of the day. It's by 800. What is the exercise is good. Some people like to run out there and eat. I don't. I'm too old to be running, ripping and running. Now, if they say, let's go to Piedmont Park, I know there's a couple of park benches I can sit my ass on the rest as we walk around there. And I used to go bike riding in Piedmont Park. The Beltline would be a great place to go bike riding, and it's just too packed with people now. You have to get there early. Getting out there on them bikes, running from the homeless people, trying not to bump into somebody else on on scooters and bikes, and it's you know. The Beltline is a great idea. It's got some things that they need to correct. They need to put armed police officers strictly dedicated to the Beltline, so we can eliminate some of these murders that are happening. Murders. Stop that murder. Let's get the murder rate down on the Beltline. Because once these white folks move into that city, and they keep encountering these problems down there in that city, they're going to run back out into the suburbs, which they're doing right now where I live at. If y'all looking for a good deal for a house, you better come on and smoke rides. So let me tell you, they got some fire sales out here, and this neighborhood is changing drastically. I do not want to buy. I would never buy a house unless I knew it was going up in value. Unless the neighborhood was going through changes. To buy a house and say, I got a house. No, I need to know that shit worth some money. If you buying smoke rides, you definitely going to be buying something worth some money. Because this neighborhood is changing rapidly. Anyway, I got to go to stretch therapy today. I'm trying to get back to the north, get myself back together over here. Let me know what y'all think about Atlanta and the Beltline. Have you been on it? How often do you go down there? Do you use it? Do you enjoy it? Let me know your thoughts on the Beltline. And I'm about to get out of here today. It's Tuesday, August 25th. The year is 2026. I'm going to give y'all one last look at Grayson while he's over there being such a sweet doggy. Oh, my goodness. Got his little toy next to him. He got his little bone he's chewing on. He happy. After you drove me crazy this morning. I'm out of here, y'all. I'm going to do another video later on tonight because it's something else I want to talk about. Let me know what you think about the Beltline. Do you use it? Do you walk on it? Do you feel safe down there? How do you like living in the city of Atlanta? Y'all can have this. It's not for me. I lived there since 1989. I've seen a lot of improvements in the city of Atlanta. It seems to be moving backwards with the crime, the traffic. Something's kind of off. Anyway, I'm out of here, and you all enjoy the rest of your beautiful Tuesday.